WLOE Eden. WMYN Mayodan. Listen online all the time. RockinghamCountyRadio.com.
Good morning and welcome to Community Access. This is Mable Scott. I'm the Public Information Officer with Rockingham County Government. And this morning's show, today's show, is very unusual. We are going to talk all about animals. And our guest today will be Brittany Hughes with Rockingham County Animal Shelter and Latala Payne with Reidsville Review Eden News. But before we talk with our special guests and our furry friends, we want to send out a special announcement to remember everyone who is checking out our show today. Remember the Citizens Academy. The Citizens Academy, the deadline to apply is July 31st. So if you are a committed, involved citizen and you'd love to be in our Citizens Academy, we ask you to please apply online today. You can go to our county website, www.co.rockingham.nc.us. Look for Citizens Academy, and you can apply right online, or you can give me a call, Mable Scott, at 342-8342, 342-8342, and we will get an application to you, or stop by the Rockingham County Governmental Center, and we will have applications in the lobby. The Citizens Academy is going to be a free 10-week course where you can learn everything about Rockingham County government. This is a wonderful way for you to find out what your government is all about. Everything you always want to know about Rockingham County government and you didn't know who to ask, this is your way to find out. Join us for the Citizens Academy. Please apply online. And now, as you can see, we have a number of special people here today. We have Brittany Hughes. We have Miss Cheyenne, one of our volunteers, and we also have two furry friends that Brittany is going to introduce. Brittany, tell us about your role at the Rockingham County Animal Shelter, what you do as you work along with Kevin Bond, who is the director of the animal shelter, and introduce us to our volunteer, Cheyenne.
I'm the shelter manager, along with the director, Kevin Bond. And here today with us, we have Binks, a little Siamese kitten, and we have Rosalie, who is a little mix. It's a Spaniel Chihuahua mix, little puppy, who's a female. And they're both looking for homes who were recently surrendered with us. And Cheyenne.
And look at that special necklace. I love it. Yes.
She's supporting her little bling today.
Yes, you have your bling going on.
And as you can see, Binks is a very frisky, playful little kitten that needs a family that's got time and attention to play with him.
So they both are up for adoption. So if anyone who is listening or checking out the show today, if you're interested in a beautiful kitten or puppy, we have everything you need. Yes,
and we currently have adoption specials going on this month, all the way to the end of the month of July.
Okay.
Dogs, puppies are currently $90, and then cats, we're overwhelmed with cats and kittens right now.
Okay.
Summer season, we've just been overloaded with them. So cats are currently $50, or you can get two for $90.
Wow.
So you can actually just take home two, so they'll have a buddy to play with. So if they're very friendly and frisky,
like our furry friends today,
he can have a buddy to keep him company while you're at work or school.
So where is the animal shelter located, and why do we need an animal shelter?
The animal shelter is actually located at 250 Cherokee Camp Road. It's a new facility that was built just over a year ago, and we actually need an animal shelter because just last year, we've been in a year operation, we took over 6,000 animals just from the community, strays that the animal control officers brought in, just from overpopulation, from animals not being spayed and neutered.
Yes, yes. So in fact, you just mentioned spay and neuter. Tell us about your community spay and neuter program.
The shelter partnered with Planned Parenthood out of Greensboro, which is a low-cost spay and neuter facility, and we're able to offer once a month a program where the community can bring their animals to the shelter, and we offer low-cost spay and neuter program where we'll take your pets to Greensboro to be spayed and neutered. Dogs are $75 and cats are $65.
Okay.
And it's once a month on Monday. It's actually the third Monday of the month, and then they'll pick them up that Tuesday. They stay the night overnight for observation, and then they pick them up that Tuesday.
Now, I've been over to the shelter, and I've seen an iguana and a lot of other different kind of little creatures over there. So it's more than just dogs and cats.
It is just more than dogs and cats. If you have a special animal of interest, just give us a call at any given time. We've had goats, we've had iguanas, we've had rabbits, we've had hamsters.
Oh, I remember the rabbits.
Yes.
They were cute.
We've had birds, exotic birds.
Ooh-wee.
And we adopt them out, the small mammals for $5 and then the farm animals for $25. You just need to call and see if we have any there. It just depends what we find at random given times.
Okay. What about your staff? It's you and Kevin Bond. And
we have a full-time staff of 4 and then a part-time staff as well of another 3.
Okay. And your volunteers?
We have a lot of volunteers that come and walk the dogs, and then our senior volunteer staff that is able to do a lot more, that bathe and then spend a lot of time with the animals, help socialize them, and that's just amazing. Cheyenne's been with us even before our new shelter. She was at the old shelter, and she's been there from the very beginning.
And Cheyenne, why did you decide to be a volunteer with the animal shelter?
Because I love animals and I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up.
You want to be a veterinarian, and you are a student at what high school?
Rockingham County High School.
Now, do you have dogs and cats at home?
Yeah, I have 8 dogs and 7 cats.
8 dogs and 7 cats, and then you come to the animal shelter and help out Miss Brittany and Mr. Kevin. You have a lot on your hands, but you're getting good on-the-job training. Is it fun?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's great. So can animal lovers who are checking out the show today, can they be like Cheyenne and come by and volunteer? What do we have to do if we're interested?
As long as you're age 15 and older, we take volunteers.
Okay.
You just come out and fill out a form, and then you can get started. And we take, it doesn't matter how much time you have. If you have just a little bit of time a day, the animals appreciate it, because these animals, they haven't had that much time. I mean, a lot of them are abandoned, strays. They've been forgotten about. So if you just have 15 minutes a day to come by and walk them and just spend time, even just brush some of them to get some of their mats out and some of their dead fur. I mean, just spending a little bit of TLC with them, just 15 minutes a day.
Talking to them and letting them know that somebody loves and cares about them.
Yeah. So all it takes is just filling out a form and just coming by and spending a little bit of time with them.
You want to talk on the microphone? This is wonderful. I just love you. You're just a little superstar. So, as far as working at the animal shelter, what kind of reinforcement, or what do you feel as a person who's been there for a little while?
Everybody that works at the animal shelter, they have a huge heart. You see so much when you come at the animal shelter. It's not just playing with animals every day. You see so much when you come that it's almost overwhelming. These animals that come in, they're coming from all different elements. Some have been severely abused. We don't get to keep all the animals. Like I said, we get 6,000 a year.
Yes. And some go to those rescue groups. And
we do get a lot of transfer to rescue groups, but we do lose a lot as well.
Hold on.
And it can be a sad job.
Yes.
But when we get to see some go to these homes
and know that they're going to be cared for.
And they go to beautiful homes, and you get to feel really good about it. And you see some come in from animal control officers, and you're like, oh my God, what just happened to these animals?
I know
and it really tears at some of your employees' hearts.
And after this show, I know that our 2 furry friends here today will find warm homes right here in Rockingham County.
After you see these guys, they probably won't even make it back through the door.
I know
They're beautiful.
I know it. And what about the little pudgy puppy that loves to be in Kevin's office? Remember, I think somebody had told me he had not really come from a good home, and then he just all of a sudden he just kind of turned around. He walks around all the time. He's really a little hefty puppy.
Oh, well, that was Jackie.
Okay.
That actually ended up in an employee's home.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because when I would always go by, there was this little puppy all around Kevin's feet and...
Yeah, sometimes the animals actually end up in employees' homes.
Okay.
Yeah, the employees.
So you have a big heart.
Yeah, some of them. That was Jackie. That actually ended up in Tiffany's home.
Okay. Well, thanks, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Some of them end up in the employees'
Said,
homes.
I am a star today. I am a star, and I love my necklace, and I love being here with Mr. Mike and Miss Annette. This is a wonderful station. Well, what do you say to people who are interested in maybe adopting a dog or a cat? What do you tell them? What do they need to do?
Just come by, fill out an application. We try to figure out what they want.
Okay.
Because sometimes they come in and they have no idea, or if they want a puppy, well, have you had a puppy before? Are you sure you want a puppy? Are you more looking for an older dog? Do you know what time it takes for a puppy? Or we try to make a best match first, because we don't want it returned.
Yes.
Because a lot of them have already been returned before.
Yeah.
So we do try to make the best match with them.
Good.
And so all it really takes is come by, spend some time with the animal, and then just filling out an application.
Okay.
If you rent a home, we ask for a landlord's permission,
Okay.
but you do have to be 18 years or older.
Okay.
So kids out of school, you can't just come by and spring a new animal on your parents. So your parents do have to be with you when you're picking out a new animal.
And people give us the address and the phone number.
Yes. We get a full application on you, knowing where the animal's going to live, and we have to have landlord permission.
And we want to see your face in the place at Rockingham County Animal Shelter. Stop by today and pick up a beautiful furry creature like our friends here today. Tiffany and Cheyenne, thank you so much for being with us here on Community Accents. And because of the response that we've already heard from everybody here at the station, we think you're going to have to come back real soon.
Well, we'd love to.
Thank you so much for being here. You're listening to Community Accents here at WLOE, WMYN. Hey, baby. We'll be right back with another furry creature to introduce you to. And I think our next guest has a direct connection with the Rockingham County Animal Shelter.
WLOE Eden, WMYN Mayadan. Listen online all the time. RockinghamCountyRadio.com.
Welcome back to Community Accents. I'm Mable Scott, the Public Information Officer with Rockingham County Government. It's all about animals, Brittany. And right now joining us, we have Latala Payne from Reidsville Review and the Eden News. And we also have Zeke. Good morning, Ezekiel Arthur Payne, better known as Zeke. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Dr. Scott. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us. Tell us about your role at the Reidsville Review.
Well, I actually write for all three papers, the Reidsville Review, Eden News, and the Madison Messenger, and I work as a general assignment reporter, which means I can report on everything pretty much but sports.
Is that fun?
I love it. I really do. I think my favorite part is just being able to talk to different people every day and to be able to hear their stories. I mean, it is amazing, some of the things that go on right here in Rockingham County.
You're right. Why did you decide to become a journalist, and how long have you been a reporter?
I actually originally wanted to be a novelist growing up.
Good.
And I started with my high school newspaper, The Barker. And I was computer editor my senior year, and I absolutely loved it. And I just decided I'd try and make a career out of it.
Good. You've made a career out of it. What kind of skills are necessary to be a reporter?
I would have to say meticulous attention to detail. You have to have your facts straight.
You're right.
And I would say that's the number one skill.
Good. Now, I'd like for you to introduce to our audience your special furry friend and why we invited you and Zeke to be here today. Tell us the story. Now, today, you're telling the story.
Well, originally, I've always wanted a pet. I had a dog when I was young, and he ended up dying, and ever since then, I've always wanted to get a pet of my own. And I was doing a story over at the animal shelter a little while ago, earlier this spring, and there was this 7-year-old girl from Brown Summit who donated, lots of food and materials from her birthday party. And getting Zeke was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I saw him that day, and he was just a gorgeous puppy. And I called my roommate and asked him about it, and he was like, it'll be fine. So I went ahead and adopted him that day.
So what happened to you is what I've heard around with the other people who work at Rockingham County government. People will go over to the animal shelter doing their jobs, and when you walk in the door, it's almost like all of the little furry people start saying, hi, take me home.
Exactly. They just jump out at you, and they look so sweet, and you're like, how can I not take one home?
I know it. So what did Zeke say to you when he was just a little bitty puppy?
Well, I held him that first day, and he was so quiet. But I'll tell you, as soon as I got him home about 3 days later, he acted like his true self, which is not quiet.
Oh, my goodness. So what does Zeke like to do?
He loves to shred paper. I'll leave my mail out, or I'll leave a magazine out. I'll come home about an hour later. It'll be shredded all over the floor.
So Zeke is a reporter, too. He likes to read.
I think he is.
He likes to read.
But other than that, he loves playing fetch. I'll throw the ball to him. He'll bring it back for hours. So he'll play that all day.
So have you always been a pet lover, or after your other dog died as a little girl, you just decided one day I'm going to get another puppy?
Well, I have always been a pet lover. I've always loved pets. But my mother, she was never really one for dogs to be inside. So I never really had an inside pet. So he's my first one.
Yeah, and now that you're out on your own, you just said, I'm going to get me another puppy.
Exactly.
Tell me about your relationship with Zeke. What has it been like?
I'd say since I got him, it's definitely been a love-love relationship. It's only hate when I find that he's, messed up or destroyed one of my things. But he is a great pet. He just needs a little extra work, and I knew, going into it, especially with him being a shelter dog, that he might need a little extra help.
So what does that mean? Tell our audience that little extra help.
Well, just as far as socialization skills, being in that type of environment for the first several months of his life, he wasn't really able to get out and socialize with pets and animals, like others do, especially when they're bred. So he really needed some help on that. And as far as crate training, he still gets a little bit anxious when he's in the crate.
Hey, hi. So you were saying in bringing him over here to do the show today that you couldn't put him in the crate.
I couldn't. He still gets very nervous and anxious when he's in enclosed spaces. And I think that could have been contributed
to
exactly
his past. So instead of putting him in a crate, you said you put him in what?
I put him in a doggy seatbelt.
Now tell us about a doggy seatbelt. Hey, baby.
It is a little harness that he is connected to, and it straps right onto my seatbelt in the back seat. And every time we go riding, he goes right to sleep in it.
Zeke, you love riding? Do you love riding with your mommy? Do you love that? And when Zeke acts up, do you call him Ezekiel Arthur Payne?
I do. I use his full name in a very stern voice.
That's the way mommies always do.
And he knows when he's messed up. He gives me those little sad, droopy eyes and knows he's messed up.
So what kind of pointers would you give to other people who are checking out the show today? What would you say to people who are interested in maybe adopting a cat or a dog from the Rockingham County Animal Shelter?
Well, I would tell them just to be patient with their pet, because they have been in a situation that is, not exactly natural for pets. They love being outside. They love being able to be free and roam around. And, just be patient with them. It'll take a little bit of extra time, but they'll get there.
What did you learn as a new parent?
I learned the virtue of patience. That was the first thing. And I learned that with pets, it's all about the owner and it's all about training. When they do something bad, it's not necessarily them being bad. It's you just not knowing exactly how to train them. So, I don't want to say everything is the owner's fault, but it starts with being a good pet owner, being a responsible pet owner.
So that means trying to read and learn as much as you can about your particular pet?
I would say so, and making sure that he is properly trained. And I would say being housebroken is one of the first things that you've got to do when you're a pet owner.
Boy, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is a lot of work, but it's worth it.
So if you had to describe your experience with Zeke, what would you say?
That's a good one.
I can't believe this is a good question being posed to a reporter who always asks us difficult questions.
Yeah, I would say it has been a roller coaster ride. You know, it's exciting.
Did you hear what your mommy just said? It's been up and down and up and down. I see.
But the ups far outweigh the downs with him.
Good. What about walking him every day, and has that been fun?
Yes, and he is a very high energy breed. He's actually a golden dachs. He is a golden retriever dachshund mix, which is a little unusual.
And a beautiful golden
looks.
color.
Yes, and he has a wonderful shiny coat.
Yes. Now, what about his eating habits?
Oh, well, he eats twice a day. I will probably switch that to once a day once he gets a little bit older. But now that he's a puppy, he needs more food. But we'll have to watch his weight because with his breed, he shouldn't have too much weight on his legs. So we'll have to put him on a little diet when he gets older.
So you'll join everybody else around here.
I think so.
We have to avoid obesity, and stay in shape. So we'll be in a wellness program, Zeke. I understand what your mommy is going to do to you. So why do you think you've enjoyed this new addition to your family?
He just brings me so much happiness. If I have a hard day at work, it's like he knows, and he'll come and just sit beside me, lick my hands, lick my feet, just make sure that I'm happy. So
he knows when you've had a tough day.
He does.
Oh, boy. And he's just sensitive to your needs because he knows who you are.
I think so. And we haven't been together too long yet, just about 6 months now. But he is a wonderful animal, and I know that he can only get better with a little bit of puppy training.
Now, do you think that you will go back and get another puppy or maybe a kitten, or you're going to wait a little while?
Perhaps. I think we will wait a little while just to, make sure that he is used to me, used to his home, but it would be great for him to have a friend to play with. So I'm definitely thinking about getting another pet in the future.
Now, did you ever think as a reporter that you would end up with a puppy and finding a puppy like this? You were there doing your job.
I was, and it was a complete surprise because I had been to the animal shelter on numerous occasions, since it's opened, and I never really found a pet that I connected with until I saw him. So it was definitely a surprise.
So there was a connection.
Yes.
It's something about when you walk through and you see them all in the cages, and it's almost as if they're saying, "Hey, take me home, I'm ready to go,
and
come on."
And I hate that sight. It's so pitiful because you go in there and you want to take all of them.
You do.
But you know you can't.
And you hear that from everybody. Yeah. So one last thought. What would you say to anyone who's thinking about getting a puppy, a kitten, a pet to love on? Why is this important to us as humans?
Well, for me, it is all about just that unconditional love. And, you have that with your parents. You have that with your friends, your family. But, with the pet, they love you no matter what. And that's one thing I can't get over.
And to hear a reporter talk like this is great. This is an excellent interview. Thank you so much for being with us, Latala Payne and her friend and new family member, Mr. Zeke. We are so glad that both of you all joined us here, Community Accents. Again, we want to let you know that the Rockingham County Animal Shelter would love for you to stop by. There are many Zekes, and there are many, many beautiful animals there waiting for you to stop by and take them home. Again, we would like to certainly ask you to don't forget about the Citizens Academy. Please apply for the Rockingham County Government Citizens Academy. It's a free comprehensive 10-week program where you can learn all about Rockingham County government. It will start the inaugural program this fall. You must be 18, a Rockingham County resident or business owner. The applications are online, or if you want to, you can just stop by Rockingham County government, and in the lobby we have applications, or give me a call, Mable Scott, at 342-8342. That's 342-8342, and we will get an application to you. You need to apply for the Citizens Academy by July 31st, and we certainly hope many of you who are checking out the show today will think about the Citizens Academy. Everything you ever wanted to know about Rockingham County government, you didn't know who to ask, you will find it all in our 10-week program, the Citizens Academy. Again, we want to thank our guests today, Brittany Hughes, Cheyenne, Latala, Payne, and all of our furry friends for joining us here on Community Accents. We need to invite you back again. We also want to thank Mike and Annette Moore, Roy Sawyers, Kim Pryor, Tina McCorkle, and don't forget to check us out on Rockingham County's YouTube, on Rockingham County Update, and on Rockingham Community College's Educational Access Channel 2. So all our committed friends, you want to be like Zeke, who's just taking over the show this morning. Zeke, come on back around. It's time to tell everybody bye-bye. Tell everybody goodbye from Community Accents and from Mable Scott and everybody at Rockingham County government. We love you. Yes, yes. Come on, tell everybody, hey. Tell them bye-bye.